like it's one thing to have bugs. It's another for the bugs to like f up your credit score.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible how good they are at being so annoying with their bugs.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast. We're so dedicated to talking about all the progress things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. I'm one of your co-hosts, JesseKazam.
And I'm a little teapot, short and stout. This is my handle. Go fuck yourself.
All right, thank you guys for coming to the podcast.
And that's episode number 69.
Oh my
I don't even know what episode we're on now, dude.
Dude, we're on 218, I think this is.
I almost asked you, I'm like, have we hit 100 yet? I almost just asked that question.
Yeah, we hit 100 2 years ago.
Yikes, dude.
Yikes, dude.
Where's my life gone? What am I doing?
Bro, when was the first episode posted?
Hoss long
to die on podcast.
Yeah, Hoss long to make podcasts.
Because they were on your channel. I don't know if I type in Veritas podcast, it's just gonna pull up like the R's on our. Did I wonder when the first one?
I'm gonna have to go back content. I'm gonna go back through
was posted. It's gonna be a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, I've got episodes on my channel. Episode 30, episode 33 was posted to my channel in November of 2020.
Episode 1, March 25th, 2020. Entitled Juice Time, baby. Episode 2. Oh my god. I just want to read the first 10 titles. Juice Time, baby. Number 2, Hackers and Exit Campers.
Oh.
Number 3, Stutters in the Open World. Number 4, The Meta. Number 5, Twitch Rivals and Stutter Fixes. Number 6, The Reddit Hero. I need context of that because that doesn't exist.
No.
Maybe it was like someone who did some netcode or something. Maybe they like figured something out.
Yeah.
Something about that. Oh my god. Episode 7, The Found and Raid Flea Market.
Oh my god. We've been talking about the flea market for 4 years.
Episode 8, Our Favorite Games. Episode 9, Stutters Fixed.
No, pass, Jesse. They never got. Actually, they did kind of though.
Episode 10, Our Content Creator Stories. Episode 11, Steam Audio.
Oh.
Episode 12, The Wipe. Episode 13, The Streets of Tarkov.
Dude. What, dude? We were different people back then. 4 years ago is crazy. 4.5 years.
Dude. I was a happy adult human capable of feeling emotions. Holy shit,
dude. And now we're just this shells of what we once were, screaming on our front porch every week.
Now I've just got gray pubes and I can't go on the internet anymore.
You know,
except the internet part isn't true.
Yeah, except we live every waking moment on the internet. Well, what's up, man? How you doing? What you been up to? I popped in to see you mother flipping trucking in space.
Yeah, man. Yesterday, I believe, Star Trucker came out. And my understanding is that it's basically Euro Truck Simulator in space, although I didn't play Euro Truck Simulator. Now, here's the problem. For like a week, people were talking about ETS, and I thought they were talking about the fucking Tarkov test servers.
Euro Truck Sim.
I was very confused until like a week later, it made sense why everybody was talking about ETS. I'm like, fucking rude. I'm playing a different game. But yeah, so it's been pretty fun. It's the first time I've played one of these games where, like, normally when you have a game that has some kind of like resource management, especially in the beginning, the first few like quests and whatever, it's usually like really easy to make money.
Yeah.
Resources are abundant, like whatever. But you start off with like your batteries are half dead, your filters you have only got 2 out of 4. So you kind of start off in
the struggle.
Yeah, and then like very quickly, like I was just playing the first day and all of a sudden I noticed, I'm like, what's happening? As like this vignette was coming in and all of a sudden it was just like, and I died because the oxygen filter I let run out, so it wasn't and like if there was an alarm, it didn't.
That's
no
amazing.
Urgency. So you've got like oxygen
just drift
filters.
Into sleep.
You've got like a gravity simulation device, right?
Yeah.
So that takes a battery and like an ECW, which I still don't even know what that is. I don't know if it's like a CPU or something like that. I haven't even read the flavor text. And then basically, then there's batteries for like a bunch of other systems for all of your different engines and lighting and whatever. And to do like a job, it's a lot of like, there's a list of things where these are the different weights and sizes of cargo, and they have to go to some destination.
Yep.
And basically it's like there's all these different areas and they're separated by basically quick traveling.
Yeah.
There's kind of like warp gates basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like how many hops do you have to take?
Yeah.
To get there. And on average you maybe make like $1,000 to $2,000.
Dang.
But the good batteries cost like $1,200. And there's like 9 batteries in your car, and you like start off
it's like the supermarket sim. You got to that point where you were like, I just make 10 cents on the day. I can just cover my expenses.
I think it'll get easier as I go because I'll be able to do more and stuff. But it's like I've had to like save scum probably half a dozen times.
Really?
Because like you're driving a truck in space. It's
Which
very
floaty,
ice skatey, floaty feeling where it's like if you're going straight and you need to turn, you turn, but you're kind of drift.
You're keeping that momentum. Yeah.
So you got to get used to it. But I've like you're going along and it's like you tap a truck and it's a $3,000 fine, and it's like, so the next 45 minutes of my life
that's
are
all
just
my money
to get back to zero, and all the while you're draining battery. So it's like I've had to just save scum a few times. And
dang.
Yeah, the first time I bought all these upgrades for my truck, and I'm like, okay, cool. Level 1 upgrades for like maybe a third of the things I have, and then I go to fill up the tank of gas, and it's like a $1,500 to fill your gas. It's like, fuck. So it's a really cool game.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue right now is it's kind of like battery sim, and you can't recharge your batteries. You just
have to
buy them
ones
for like $1,000 and you turn them in for 15 when they're empty. So it's kind of like meh. The only other problem too, and it seems to be why the reviews, they're mostly positive.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is that you can't rebind any of your controls.
That's weird. Is this made by the same people from Euro Truck Simulator?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. So it's just kind of been called Euro Truck Simulator in space. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, so I mean it's 2024. You can't rebind your fucking controls. And the default controls on keyboard are kind of shitty. This might be. I've had a few people say that this is like intuitive to them, but to me, it's unlike any of the other space games that I've played keyboard and mouse. So, let's say you're playing a space game and you basically want to be able to like ascend, descend. Turn left, turn right, usually have some kind of free look, and roll. And then also accelerate forward and brake. Until you hit 0, and then it's
reverse.
Negative.
Yeah.
So how would you expect to accelerate forward?
W.
Okay. What would you think spacebar does?
I've played one space game and it's Star Citizen. Spacebar goes up, control goes down. Yeah.
Yep. And that's so in this one, shift is backwards. So shift is brake, space is gas pedal, which is like space is always brake in any other thing that ever.
Oh yeah.
If anything, like space is brake.
Shift.
So it's
in Star Citizen, shift is like your boost. That's go faster. So
right. Yeah. Shift is like sprint.
Yeah.
Game, right?
Yeah.
And W is pitch down. S is pitch up.
That would throw me crazy.
Which makes sense, like a joystick, kind of thing. But
as
still,
a joystick, that makes sense. It's just like my brain would fry because I played so much Star Citizen.
And of course, you're just like holding W as you get going, and then you're gaining speed. You need to turn. All of a sudden, you're like, oh shit. So then you hit spacebar.
Yep.
And then that makes you kind of go up, and you're still accelerating. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, and you crash, and then have to restart from the quick save from 2 hours before.
Yeah.
Because you got cucked by the controls. So I've actually been 80 to 90% of the time I've been playing with a controller, and it's a lot better.
Okay.
It's just a little slow, like free looking.
Gotta bust out the flight sticks.
I know, right? I mean, I do have a HOTAS that I've never fucking used.
That would be so clutch.
I don't know if it would work for the game, but there's some really cool, kind of immersive. It'd be sick in VR. Like,
oh, I bet.
You're talking to the people. It's all via like radio.
Yeah.
And so you like grab the radio and like put it up to your mouth to like talk. And it's just, you put it up to your mouth and there's like the options to respond. And then you like put it back. There's cruise control, all the lights.
That'd be so sick.
Like everything's got switches and dials, and there's like a glove box with like a manual. And I like that kind of
for sure.
Skeuomorphic, you actually do the things.
For sure. That's dope.
But it's awkward with a controller.
Yeah.
Free looking with there's one stick without having a quick,
Dude, have you seen the guys that do the trucking simulators with like 4 monitors, 6 monitors, and they get like crazy with it? Oh, I bet that would be so sick in space. Dude, freaking man. And I know I talk about Star Citizen all the time, but they have that like nailed down so good controls. Like the game is barely a functional video game, but there's probably close to 1,000 bindable things that can be bound to anything you want. It works with any control surface. There's this company called Game Glass. It's like you can take an iPad and set it up and basically have it be one of your MFDs in the game, multifunctional display. So you can have like your sticks and like an iPad up, and the iPad is like contact ATC, do this, do that, power to shields. And it's so funny because they just released, the patch is a mess, but they just released their cargo patch. It's like people have been excited for this for years. So it's like a whole hauling sim basically in Star Citizen where you get contracts, and there's the spacing guild and all these different guilds that you can build reputation with when you haul their stuff around, and you get different types of, cargo, and you have to take it to different places, and you have to manage your fuel and your ship and your efficiency.
So you're saying that Star Citizen is just Star Trucker in space?
Yes, that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what the recent patch is. And it's like all the different stuff. There's different materials, hazardous materials that different cargoes require certain stuff. Certain things you can't warp drive with. Certain things are like have to be delivered in a certain amount of time.
Probably contraband.
Yeah, there's contraband stuff. And so it's like all built into Star Citizen now, which is like the goated like control surface game. Like you can do literally whatever you want. Have you seen any of the voice attack stuff? So like I watched Sheriff. So Sheriff Eli used to play a lot of Star Citizen, and he got into this. So voice attack is like,
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what
they make. Like I don't know. I don't know exactly what you would call them, but they basically make voice packs. No, dude, it's weird. Voice attack is like a software that lets you control stuff with your voice. So you download voice attack, and then you like create a profile with your voice that, has you say a bunch of words, and then you can say, power to shields, and it knows they work with the Star Citizen devs, and it'll put all your power to shields. But then they also license out famous like sci-fi actors to record the AI that's in your head. So like you can get William Shatner and like I think Leonard Nimoy did one who was Spock, and like I think they got the girl from Cortana or something like that to do one, and then you smash it all together and freaking. I used to watch Sheriff Eli play Star Citizen, and he would literally be like flying, doing everything, manipulating every control, and then just be like prep a missile, and the AI would be like missile prepped, and he would like send it like. It's contextual like that. You don't have to say fire missile. You can just say send it, and then it just sends the missile. So it's like you can have every single thing doing a thing. It's like the most immersive, and like it was just fun watching. I would watch him just mine rocks, and he would like tell his AI what to do while he was doing it, and his ship would do it. It was, dude, it's crazy. It's really cool.
I forget, I've heard a bunch about voice attack, but I don't remember what the context was now at this point.
Yeah. It is the most, it is the most like nerdiest, deep, dark, like it's like 11 layers of nerd. The AI voice you're nerding about, the fact that you're doing it at all, the fact that you're playing this stupid game that doesn't even work. It's all nerdy, but it's so fun. But that's cool.
Dude, so that is probably going to be something I play for like, I don't know, a day or two. But there was one game that I started and finished, and it was a game that everyone kept telling me about, and people are so bad at like
pitching the game,
selling, like they can't know what
gets you going.
But like really one of the things that is like an easy sell, and I don't want to tell people about this because now that's what everyone's going to say, but if the game isn't what you think it is, that's like, I'm intrigued.
Veritas is in,
yeah.
But then now you're looking for something. Now you might watch a trailer for a game, and now you know to look for something else, and you don't know. Is not knowing that it's not what you think it is part of the charm?
I don't know. I don't think any of the cases where that's like been a thing.
Gotcha.
Has really done it for me.
Gotcha. Fair.
Like, I mean, the only games I can think of where this has been a thing that the first one was Outer Wilds. Where I looked at it, watched the trailer, and was kind of like,
meh.
It just doesn't look interesting.
Yeah.
And when people are like, they basically just said like, trust me, this is special. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But no one said this about Crime Scene Cleaner.
Okay.
Have you seen anything about that or heard anything about that?
I feel like I saw a trailer or something. I know of it, and I think I can't remember if it was on the Patreon episode. I think it was on the Patreon episode earlier in the week. You said, I think I'm going to try it this week, but I don't think you had started it yet.
So, and I hadn't known until 10 minutes into my playthrough that it's not what you think. And I had watched a little bit of gameplay, and what I saw was like, you walk over and you sponge some blood off the wall.
Yeah.
And you like put a chair back, and then you put the table back, and then you put like the flower on the thing, like on the flower vase.
Yeah.
On the middle of the table. Like you just put a bunch of stuff where it goes, it's supposed to go, and then you just like mop. But like the mopping, it wasn't quite the same kind of satisfaction of, you know,
like pressure washing sim. Yeah.
You know, like the whole squeegee takes a perfect like rectangle out of the, like there's something satisfying about, you get that from power washing sim. Whereas this is almost like you walk over and you kind of do this, and then like a sort of indistinct blob gets taken away from the thing, and it's like you don't have that kind of one-to-one tactile sort of thing. I was under the impression that it was basically just like power washing sim, in that you just, every level has schmutz all over it, and
but it's just blood in this game.
Yeah, and stuff is knocked over, and you put it back into its place, and that's not what the game is. And I honestly, like, I don't feel like this is necessarily like spoilers or anything, because like you find out right away,
Yeah.
And I probably maybe would have seen this if I had maybe watched more trailers or something.
Yeah.
But shortly after the game starts, you like walk in, you see there's like blood everywhere, and there's just a dude lying there with a knife in his chest. And you're getting a call from your buddy that's like, you gotta fucking clean up. Like, there's the mob involved in all this stuff, and you gotta like, so you effectively are working for the mob.
Oh.
So like one of the things is like there's an Italian restaurant and there's 9 bodies, bullet shells, like gun shells that you have to pick up, and there's like dead bodies in the freezer and people mounted to the wall with like a crossbow. So it's not just like
the crime happened, the police came, now you gotta clean it up. It's like you're there before the police.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shoot.
And you're kind of there sort of against your will after a certain point.
Oh, okay.
The mob boss guy is kind of like, I got another job for you. And you're like, fuck, like I don't want to keep doing this. And the jobs just get increasingly more brutal. And there's some puzzle elements to like, there's this one like factory map that has like a bunch of key cards you have to find, and there's like conveyor belts and things you have to open up and lights you have to turn on, and there's an entire skill tree. So you can dude, at the beginning, you're like, have your little sponge, and you use your sponge for like 2 seconds, and then it gets covered in blood. So you have to go over and rinse it in your bucket, but then your bucket gets full of blood. And if you just wipe it, it'll just wipe more blood around. So you need to go bring the bucket, dump it out, fill it up with water. Then eventually you get detergents that have all kinds of, there's like 5 different detergents that, have all kinds of different properties. So there's like a squeegee, which is like, for the floors.
Yep.
And you have sponges, which is for, you can like walk over to a vase and like do this. But if you use a squeegee, you'll shatter the vase.
Yeah.
Pick up the trash in your little trash can. So eventually you end up with like, you've cleaned the whole house, but there's 6 bodies, 5 bags of trash that you got to like take out and toss them all in your back of your truck. It's very good, and it's chill, and it's satisfying.
Yeah.
But there's only like 12 maps.
Oh. You're like, I need more.
I'm like dying for DLC. I would play infinite DLC of this game forever. Just like Power Washing Sim.
Yeah.
I'll pay you infinite money. I just want more.
That's awesome. That is not what I thought it was.
No, and it doesn't quite have the same like replayability, I guess
as
you
Power
could
Washing
say,
Sim?
as Power Washing Sim, because I don't know, it doesn't have the inherent satisfaction. You almost get the satisfaction out of like cleaning like a room, moving on to the next one. But after a while, like I can only see doing that kind of twice.
Yeah.
I went back to all the levels and tried to like 100% them because there's secret rooms and
in a crime scene.
Yeah, there's like secret rooms and you get keys that you can. I will say the last thing I'll say about it is I'm really impressed. It's one of the like I can count on one hand games in my life where you ever play a game and you like something in the environment, you get an idea for a cool way to interact with it, and you're like, there's no way this works, and it's always just a JPEG, right? This game, the first like 3 times I did that, it worked. Like, worked, and I was just like, oh my god, like it's so cool unnecessary feeling. But when you look over down like a hallway, you've already like finished the whole map. You look down a hallway and you're like, I'm going to walk down the hallway and there's just the doors are going to be JPEGs.
Yep.
And then like all of a sudden there's a grandma covered in blood and it's like, oh, there's another person like that was collateral that I didn't see. And and you open up the door because she's got the key on her and now there's a whole apartment with another dead body. And, and there's one map with a basketball hoop. And there's a basketball there. And of course you walk and you kick stuff and you're constantly like breaking stuff by accident or whatever. And I'm like, took the basketball and I spent like 10 minutes trying to get it in the fucking hoop and I got it and it was like an achievement. And I was like, yes, thank you for rewarding me for that.
That's amazing. Because that's what That's what we all thought video games were going to be in the future. Being able to do anything you want with anything you want in the game. And still so often, these like billion-dollar games, you still walk into a wall or an invisible barrier on a map and you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's dope. Crime Scene Cleaner. So short but good. How recently did it come out? Like, should you expect DLC soon, or is it like, oh my god, this just came out and I finished it and I need more?
It came out. I am looking. August 14th. So, what was that, like 3 weeks ago? Yeah, like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, dang. Okay, so that's brand new. Dang.
Yeah. And of course, like now looking at like the pictures on like Steam page, I just like, here's the thing.
Makes sense.
So many games are so bad. Their Steam marketing is dog shit.
Oh, yeah.
It got to the point where I just stopped looking at because they like look terrible.
For sure.
And their trailers are bad. And also something about Steam's like full screen that like fucks my capture card up. Like it flickers on and off.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know. I just kind of avoided it. But now like looking at it, I guess, you know, it makes a little bit more sense what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, and this just goes to show you how like lit Crime Scene Cleaner. Once you get tangled with the mob, you will forever be a part of the mob. But see, all I knew for like 2 weeks was you like Power Wash Sim, you'll like Crime Scene Cleaner, and I'm like, ugh, it's not the same. I don't think it's the same, you know. And I just never read anything about it.
Yep.
But yeah, so I played 25 hours, which, I mean, you know, if you play an hour a day, that's, you know, a solid month.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not like there's no content. It's an appropriate amount of content for the launch of a game, but you're just like, I did it and now I want more.
Yeah. And I think I wanted to say it was like $20. It was $20.
Nice.
Wait.
The deluxe edition.
Buy Crime Station bundle? Buy Border Patrol Cleaner? Buy Thieves and Crime Scene? What? Are these?
Is this like the fourth game in the series?
I don't. Is this DLC? Buy this to save 10% of what? I'm so confused, dude. Are these other games? Contraband Police. I saw someone playing it, and it actually looked interesting because I played Papers, Please.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen that.
It was very good. But this is saying, I don't understand. I'm trying to click on it and there's nothing to click. It's like complete your collection. Dude, there's nothing more I hate than when I'm like, I want to give you money and I like can't figure out what's the bundle info. Are these games? Crime Scene Cleaner, Contraband Police. Oh, the bundle is called Border Patrol Cleaner, and the bundle is Crime Scene Cleaner and Contraband Police. That's fucking Crime Station bundle is Gas Station Simulator, Crime Scene Cleaner.
So it's just different names for bundles of sim games.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering, is Gas Station Simulator similar to...
I think I saw Deadly play Gas Station Sim.
Yeah,
I think it's more like supermarket sim, but with a gas station.
Dude, I got so excited. Oh, I thought that was DLC.
Womp, womp, womp.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it. What's the other one? Space Trucker and Crime Scene Cleaner. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
10 out of 10 Crime Scene Cleaner. I give Crime Scene Cleaner now that we're fucking IGN. This is the game.
Oh yeah.
I would give Crime Scene Cleaner a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
And I would give
Star Trucker,
Space
Euro Space
Snow Runner. So far, I want to say I've got like maybe 8 hours of gameplay. I'd give it a 6 currently.
Soft
now, not
6.
an IGN 6.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of those places, like a 6 is like trash.
Yeah.
Because they never give anything a 3.
No.
You know?
Once a year they give something a 2 just to like pretend like they actually do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's if it's like Golem Simulator or whatever that game was. Did you see when that all happened?
Bro, that joke was crazy.
Honestly, that looked like one of those games that would be so much fun
because
of how bad it was.
Aqua played it, and I watched his video, and it was like gold. Yeah, gold.
So I'd give it a 6, meaning like if there's nothing else and you want to burn some time and you don't, it's not going to like change your life or whatever.
Yeah. Like there's entertainment to be had, but it's not.
And it might get way better too. Like there's an entire skill tree. There's an entire quest lines I haven't done jack shit about. Everything's level like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like less clunky and whatever, but just haven't gotten there yet. So.
Yeah, that did remind me. Somebody put it in chat. Have you heard about the whole Concord thing? So like,
nope.
Concord,
capital of New Hampshire.
Yeah. That's actually no. I don't know much about the game. I think it was like a 5v5 arena shooter. I think it was a Sony game. And basically the TLDR is like the beta came out a while back and everybody was like, meh, like this does nothing new. It's not a terrible game. It's got some interesting things, but it's just meh. Then it officially launched last week. I think 7 to 14 days ago, it officially launched. The game has been in development for over 8 years and over $100 million went into the game. Like 3 days ago, there were 100 people playing it. And then like yesterday, they announced that they were shutting down sales of the game and giving everybody that bought it a refund. Like they're just AAA, Sony developed arena shooter, published by Sony. Firewalk Studios made it. And they're just like GG's after like 2 weeks. Because nobody was playing it. And so it was making the rounds as an interesting, like, just like, damn. Big game.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and there's a lot of people, obviously, I don't know much about it, but there's been lots of conversations just about like the formula, getting stale, where the AAA, the big developers put big money into a game that's just this game, but with like one twist. It's just Overwatch, but with this, or it's just CS, but with this, or whatever. And those games just aren't, I don't know, engaging people like they used to. And so the fact that, because it is depressing to think of like how many people worked on it, you know what I mean? And oftentimes stories like this are bookended with like, and then this company laid off a bunch of people, which is never good, but it's just interesting. It was just like a little interesting bit of gaming news that this huge game shut down less than 2 weeks after it launched.
Yikes.
Po chaps. And then, Deadlock has been going crazy. Have you heard anything about that? Valve's new game?
I've seen it. It looks like...
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those games that just, like, it's Overwatch. When I look at it, that's just what it looks like.
For sure.
So it's like, oh, I'm not really that interested in Overwatch. And I know that they did a good job with Overwatch. So it's like...
Yeah.
If I'm not interested in that, I'm not.
No, yeah. It's like, have you ever played League of Legends or Smite?
No, because I don't hate myself that much.
Yeah, I mean, same. But they're like, so Deadlock is like a MOBA, but first-person shooter. So it gives off that like Overwatch vibe because you've got like the heroes and it's more first-person, but it plays functionally like a MOBA, a lot like Smite. But like with actual like FPS, it's not just a third person camera and now you're just doing all those things. Like they actually engineered parts of the game where like aim and flicking and like it's like got FPS movement and FPS, or I guess not FPS, but third person shooter movement and third person shooter like shooting abilities like actually help you, but it plays functionally like more like a MOBA, something a la something like Smite. I was not interested in it. I'm not going to play it ever because those games aren't for me at all, but I wasn't even interested in it at all. And then I watched a YouTube video like breaking down like what is Deadlock. And after I like, and it's partially because I don't really know how to play a MOBA. Like I don't really know how that works. I just understood. I was like, oh, okay, so this is what they're trying to do, and this is how you win the game. That made, like, now I'll pop on Shroud or Sequisha or Grims or one of these guys playing it, and it's actually pretty fun to watch. And people seem to be really enjoying it. I mean, it's like super early access. It's Valve, and they just basically released it. It was like super weird. It was like NDA'd, but then if you were in the test, you were allowed to invite people to the test. Like, so the test got so big that it was just like everybody was playing it, but nobody was allowed to talk about it. And then Valve was just like, fine. And they just like lifted the NDA, and then everyone started streaming it. But everybody had been playing it for like weeks or months even. Some people. It was super interesting. But yeah, so it's like, if you're into that type of thing, like if you've ever been into a MOBA, Deadlock seems to be hitting hard for those people as like a true like evolution on that genre. And Valve obviously has made some pretty timeless video games, and they're behind this. So it's pretty interesting. Not for me to play, but pretty enjoyable to pop on your favorite streamer or something and watch them mess around in it. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yep.
You've been in Tarky Land, or?
But I've just been in Tarky Land. Yeah, no, I've just been in Tarky. I haven't played Arena in a while because this week was the like drop thing where you got like the streamer case. So it was like anybody that
saw that. Yeah. Which is, you mean the my guitar case?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you wanted a guitar case that held streamer items. That's right. I forgot about that. You asked for that first, right? And they were like, no. So then you're like, all right, a guitar pick.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so like all week, if you're in the Tarkov category, and I don't think it works in Arena, which is why I haven't really been playing Arena. If you tier 1 sub, brand new tier 1 sub, or gift a sub, you get the streamer case. Now, you know, it's been a funny, interesting thing because it's new and confusing to a lot of people because like drops, people know what drops are in Tarkov, but this is a super interesting thing because it's Twitch branded. This is a part of, I feel like back in the day, September was a really big deal. Like super discounted tier 1 subs. And in the past few years, September has felt like meh. And this feels like Twitch went forward and they were like, we need to make September go crazy and we need to hard exclude Prime subs. Like this is like the month where they're trying to get people to tier 1 sub. And so they're doing that by partnering with all these games like World of Tanks and all these other games where if you tier 1 sub, you get like this thing or whatever. And so this feels not like a BSG thing. Like I'm sure Twitch probably approached Tarkov and they were like, yeah, sure, we'll do this. And so it's been a little bit confusing, but yeah, you have to like sub or gift a sub to somebody, then claim it like you claim a drop. You know how when you're watching drops, you have to like hit the little claim thing. Then you go to escapefromtarkov.com, log into your profile, scroll down, and you'll see the little card, and then you click the little clippy icon, then it sends it to you in the game. And that sounds like a bunch of extra steps, but it's nice because the reason they make you redeem it on the profile is because you're paying real money for it, they made the case persistent. So every wipe, you'll be able to claim it and get this case that holds streamer items. Yes, so that was like the number one question going into it is like, am I paying $5 for the case for this wipe or do I get to keep it? So they bound it to your account, which is why you have to go to the website, which is dope. That's good. This is the first like item that you just like pay money for. Like you can pay for clothing, but like you've never been able to pay for a container. You know what I mean? And so the fact that they're partnering with Twitch and doing it this way, and it only holds streamer items, so it's not like OP and it's bound to your account forever. So that's a W. I don't know if they're going to change it, but they have it. So you can put Willer's wallets in it and you can put Gingy keychains in it, but you can also put money in the Willer's wallets and put the Willer's wallets in it. So if you buy a bunch of Willer's wallets, this case can hold like 140 million rubles, like a money case, because you can fill all the Willer's wallets and you can do the same thing with Gingy keychains. So there is actually a little bit of practical use. There isn't that much outside of if you're going for Kappa and you're saving all of the items, you know what I mean? But it's just a fun little thing for sure. And I mean, I have been enjoying it thoroughly as a streamer in the Tarkov category, right? So that's pretty cool. The only other like thing to note is originally when Twitch, once again, not BSG, the communication breakdown has not been on BSG for this one. When Twitch originally announced the thing, it said gift 1 sub, get the streamer case, gifts 3 subs, get the streamer case plus an item pack. That item pack never manifested. And so a lot of people gifted 3, and it was like,
I wonder how many people end up mad at the streamer.
Yeah,
because
100%. A lot of people were mad at me. A lot of people were mad at BSG. But like, I don't know whose role. Like BSG didn't tell us, the streamers, like about this event. I learned on the Twitch blog post, and then the Twitch blog post got updated, so it didn't say that anymore. And BSG never said anything. And so people were asking me, and I was like, dude, I have no idea. Like, I learned about this 2 days ago, and now I'm streaming. You know what I mean? So that was a little sketch. But once again, I would put the blame on that communication breakdown to Twitch, not to BSG. But yeah, that was kind of whatever. Outside of that, though, it's just been, dude, it has just been like the chillest wipe for me, because like I'm just there, man. I'm just vibing. Like it's just like that. I just work here, and I don't mean that in a way where like I'm just showing up and I'm clocking in to my 9 to 5 to stream. It's not that. I mean, I'm having more fun streaming and more fun playing Tarkov because I have like released it. You know what I mean? Like if I don't complete setup today, who cares? Whereas I just was not that way before. You know what I mean? So like, I don't mean that as I just work here and streaming. I mean it more in the Tarkov. And I feel like that's made me more enjoyable as a streamer to watch, because I'm not going so try hard, and I'm just vibing. Like, we do a few days of arena. Who cares if it slows down my progress in Tarkov? We do a few days in Tarkov. Yeah, I turned off my task brain finally, which was really bad. I used to get task brain really bad. And so it has genuinely made streaming and playing the game so much more enjoyable. Like, don't really care what map we go, don't really care how much progress I get made. My survival rate is like way up. Like, I got max traders with like a 76% survival rate, which is crazy these days. I used to have like 40 or 50 in when I max traders, just because it's like, I don't have to try so hard. So I can just like slow down, enjoy the raids a little bit more. And I feel like that's allowing me to live more too. It's crazy.
Have you been playing like what percentage solo versus grouped?
Oh, almost exclusively grouped, but I always do. Like so my survival rate on previous wipes, like I don't start soloing until max traders. Easy. Like, it's just Tarkov, the early wipe Tarkov experience is just so much more toxic solo. And I don't mean that as like, I'm not trying to say I'm good, right? Like, if you're a solo player, cool, you're better than me. Like, I'll admit that any day of the week. Dude, solo Tarkov early wipe is just like so toxic. It's just so much more fun to play with a duo. So yeah, so it's 100% with duos or trios, mostly duos, but yeah, so it's been fun, though. Once again, kind of, there's nothing really new. Like, nothing new. It's too early for events to be happening. Nothing, and you know, there isn't any like huge game-breaking things, or not game-breaking, game-changing things. Like last wipe, we had the recoil, and we were learning about that, and we had the vaulting, and we were learning about that. There was like a lot to talk about, but this is just kind of like, the new boss is weird, and I've literally never fought him yet. Factory is really cool. I wish it would turn up the goddamn lights, but it's like really cool.
Factory's dark. It's too dark.
It's too dark, bro.
Is it the interchange lighting?
Yeah, kind of. Because you look up and you're like, oh, right above me is a giant hole because a helicopter crashed through the ceiling, and it's noon. No clouds in the sky. It's super bright. And then you look down and you're like, shining your flashlight.
But see, like, I thought that they kind of fixed that with Streets, because I remember Streets, and I could be like remembering it backwards, but I vaguely recall Streets having like, you'd see like a column of light coming down.
Oh, I know that was like Interchange was like that. Maybe Streets was like that at the beginning. Streets is so much of Streets is just outside.
No, but I'm talking about inside. Like, I remember being inside. There's one area where it's like in the apartments. There's like it's almost like a long hallway and then a kind of a zigzag. And I remember there being a couch there.
Okay.
And I think there's like some kind of hole in the ceiling. And I vaguely recall there being like a column of light.
Yeah.
Oh, and also there's another one where there's like a fucked up hallway that's almost like a catwalk between two buildings.
That hallway is still so scuffed. It's like a one-way hallway. You can see down at one way, but you can't see down the other way.
Oh yeah, but I recall the light coming through the ceiling like properly, but then like if you walk over it, it didn't cast a shadow.
Yeah.
So it's like
lighting is
almost
just,
like it's. I think maybe it's pre-baked lighting.
They just, they haven't been able to figure that out. They updated the skybox, and the skybox is amazing. Like the sunset and sunrise skyboxes are just like crazy. I don't know why they did it, but it looks amazing. But yeah, Factory is so good. It's so good. Like it is a fun map to play. I was never like a Factory grinder. It's really good. It's just too dark, man. It's just too dark. They also they probably added like 15 new Factory quests. It's wild, bro. Some of them are like so toxic too. There's a bunch of they're not cranes. Imagine like big construction trusses and then like little operation stations that hang from them that could like you could sit in there and like move it across. I don't know what to call them, but there's like 3 of those, and you have to plant a marker there, and so you have to climb up in the rafters, and you can't just get in. You have to like jump into the little crane operation thing and plant your thing, and there's 3 of them. You have to do that. There's one quest called Forklift Certified, and you have to go touch every forklift on Factory, and there's like 18 of them or something like that. There's a new extract. I didn't even know about this for like a week into the wipe. So you know the office. There's Tagilla's office, then the bathroom, and then the 3rd floor with the office. Literally outside that window, like if you were standing in the office looting the safe, looking out that window, there's an extract out there now. So on the 2nd floor, one of the windows in the bathroom is busted out, and you can jump out of it and land on a thing and go. Or on the first
like a
floor,
desk and some trash knocked over as like a ramp to get up into the window or something.
And then on the 1st floor, there's some windows you can just vault out and go out that way and extract out there. So there's another extract that doesn't require a key. All of the hallways, like all of the spawns, like you know how you would spawn in Forklift and you would have to go through one doorway and then you're actually at the forklifts and you're at the, hall or whatever. They put you one more room back. So you spawn, you have to open a door, then you go up, open a door, then you're out in Forklift. And so it's like they pulled all the spawns a little bit farther away from each other. They put some of the exterior ones outside. So it makes it a little bit less toxic on like spawn, turn, boom, dead. Because everybody's a little bit farther away. So...
See, hearing you say that you didn't play Factory a ton, but you love New Factory now, it's like that's the equivalent of someone being like, man, I never read the book, but the movie was so good.
I made a video on the wipe, like a post-mortem on the wipe, and I was like, the New Factory is great. I was like, if you are a Factory grinder, I can totally understand if you don't like this. Like, if you had this map mastered, and now it's different, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's definitely, if you loved Factory, there's some part of its charm that's gone, especially because of how old it is, too. Like,
what made Factory great wasn't that it was a great map.
Yeah.
It's the nostalgia.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I mean? So that it's like objectively, if you were to rewind and make it so that the old map was the new map, but everything was the same in like 0.6 and 0.5, then it would probably, maybe it would be better, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not disputing that. It's just one of those things
for sure.
It's like it's not as good as the book.
Exactly. And I feel that as somebody who plays it. But they added a ton of quests. The maneuverability is insane. The whole like underground is wild. So that's pretty cool. The tripwires are toxic and hilarious. And I was trying to think. Like I feel like when I was going on a rampage there. Yeah, I don't know. So it's just it's kind of more of Tarkov. There's the 2 big things right now are. There's a bug. Classic. There's a bug right now, and I genuinely, I don't even know how to describe it to you because I have not run into this bug. But the best people can put together is that it's related to, opening Arena, playing Arena and then playing Tarkov and then playing Arena and playing Tarkov. But what it's doing to people is it's reverting quest progression. So like really toxic stuff. So like people finished and completed and turned in setup, right? One of the most toxic quests in the game. Wake up the next morning, setup is there, 0 out of 8 kills. Like, zoinks. I would uninstall the game. Like, no shot. But the thing is, the only like little silver lining to the bug is you get the rewards a second time. So some people got the bug perfectly. Like one guy in my chat was like, last night I turned in private clinic with my found and raid Letics and ophthalmoscope and got my thick items case. Woke up this morning, had my thick items case, got private clinic again, turned in 2 more. Now I have 2 thick items cases. And I was like, oh, damn.
What about the quest that you have to choose who to give it to? Can you like have gone with therapist?
Dude, probably.
You get like the one with the key cards, like oh my God.
Yeah. So, but I've heard all sorts of crazy stuff. It's mostly bad. There's a few stories of people getting like good quests redone. Like somebody said that farming part 4, which gives you like 2 Bitcoin as a reward. And I just like turned in more capacitors or whatever. And I got 2 more Bitcoin. But most people, it's like super toxic quests are getting rolled back. I don't know why it's happening. People are saying that they're randomly losing rep. Like Savior in chat was like, literally losing rep for no reason. Overnight went from level 3 traders to level 1 traders. There were all sorts of bugs with the wipe where their trader rep was carried over from the wipe. So people started on wipe day with max scav karma because their karma was like 6.8 and it just carried over through the wipe. And they've been increasing their karma since then. So some people had like level 2 traders on day 1, and then now some people are losing trader rep for no reason. Like, it's so weird too because the bug with the quest progress reset wasn't happening on day 1 of the wipe. Like, it just started happening like 48 hours ago. And yesterday, BSG tweeted, they tweeted something. They tweeted, we are temporarily disabling the synchronization of task progression between Tarkov and Arena. Active tasks will be available for progression, but will not be available for completion. We are actively working on fixing the known issues that cause desynchronization of character levels in Arena, whatever. I don't really know what they meant by that, but at no point were you not able to turn in tasks. And also at no point was I not able to just go into Arena and send myself money. So they literally tweeted from the official thing, we are temporarily disabling the synchronization, but nothing was disabled functionally. But then people's stuff is getting reset. I don't know. It's weird.
What is it about Tarkov?
Dude,
where
spaghetti.
It's a toxic game, right? But all of the bugs are the most like imagine like the next 3 Tarkov bugs, okay? They're gonna the game randomly inserts an invisible Lego piece on your kitchen floor once per day. Okay. It forces your cat to piss on the t-shirt you just did in the laundry.
Yeah.
And you only figure it out like 30 seconds after you put your t-shirt on.
Now you're covered in piss.
Okay? And then attempts to refund your credit card 1 cent 1,000 times so it gets closed due to fraud protection. It's just the most inconvenient, annoying bullshit. Yeah. I don't understand how they could fucking cause so many.
I don't know.
It's one thing to have bugs. It's another for the bugs to like fuck up your credit score.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible how good they are at being so annoying with their bugs. That's the thing they're most competent at.
Yeah, dude. It's so true. Yeah, there's never been like a money duping glitch. It's never like, oh, nice, I'm going to take advantage of this. It's always like absolutely bricking accounts. It's like cultist knives bricking accounts. You know what I mean? Or task progress getting reset.
Or the bugs that you could take advantage of, you'd be a scumbag to. Yeah. Like the old dolphin dive bug. The you get lodged
God.
in the door. The invincibility glitch
on Factory. I forgot about that.
Was that before you started playing?
No, that was during my time. I remember that.
There was the gamma glitch.
What was that?
Well, it wasn't even gamma. People were actually doing with Epsilon, because with Epsilon being the 4x2, you could put a shorty RSAS or an M4. And what you would do is, like, I never like watched a video on how to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it had to have been something where you put something in your hands, then you like click and drag it from your hands into your container.
Yeah.
And then probably press a combination of buttons to like reload or something. So basically you had it in your hands, except it was unlootable. So there'd be a naked guy with an RSAS that would come, and he could easily one tap you. You'd be wearing Fort, Fast MT, whatever, fully decked out. And if you killed him, you couldn't take his gun, so you didn't even get the reward.
Yep.
And that was like right around the same time they had completely nerfed into the ground dog tag values.
Oh yeah.
So it was like there wasn't
nothing.
You don't even get, because it used to be at least like 1,000 rubles per level or something like that.
Yeah, it was like killing those people only cost you money because you couldn't get anything and you had to shoot them. You know what I mean? But you had to shoot them because they had an RSAS.
Yeah, all the risk and no reward.
Oh my gosh. I remember when that happened with thermals. You could have a thermal on your gun and in your container at the same time. So you'd kill a guy and you would see their gun but with no optic, but they had a thermal. Dude, yeah. Lots of Tarkov bugs. But that's the big one going on right now. Once again, I don't even know what triggers it. I don't know how it works. I've heard of people losing karma, gaining karma, losing task progress, getting double rewards. Like some people that don't play Arena had it. Some people that do play Arena had it. Then they tweeted this weird thing about about taking down progress and not letting you finish quests, but then you can finish all your quests and they never got stopped syncing. So it was like super confusing what's actually happening. But it's happening, so be careful if you're playing Tarkov and Arena.
And then, of course, like nothing they're doing behind the scenes seems to ever allow. It's either they simply won't, or whatever they're doing behind the scenes doesn't allow them the opportunity to roll anything back ever.
Ever. It seems like that.
It's like they don't track certain things, or I don't know, like I almost feel like they should have, hourly, daily backups of like the entire database, so that if they roll out a release, right, that's got like quest breaking, progression breaking bugs, they just roll it back a day.
Yeah. You
might lose a day, but I don't know. I mean, that would probably piss some people off, but
no, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know, but the code is just sufficiently still spaghetti. And as much fun as linking Tarkov and Arena together is, which I genuinely think it's fun, it's just we have two plates of spaghetti now, and nobody can determine where, like, there's 87 strands that go into both bowls, and no one can figure out where the goddamn one to cut is. Like,
bro, wait. Sorry, this is gonna fuck up my algorithm, but I had to Google kissing dog spaghetti. What's that movie?
Oh, Lady and the Tramp.
It's Lady and the Tramp, except both dogs are bowls of spaghetti.
Yeah. Yes. So
they're just slurping in a noodle together, getting closer and closer until the spaghetti bowls collide.
It's like
someone photoshopped this
spaghetti black holes.
I'm Mid-Journey. Please don't fail me now. I'm gonna get flagged for this, I'm sure, by some algorithm.
It is like two spaghetti black holes slowly closing in on each other, and things continue to get weirder and weirder as the bowls of spaghetti get closer to each other, and we're gonna pass an event horizon where the more spaghettified game, which is definitely Tarkov, swallows the other spaghettified game past its event horizon, and there will be nothing left but bugs.
God, see, you know what's weird today?
Everything.
Remember back in the day, there was like a skill to be able to Google and get what you wanted.
Oh yeah.
That used to be like something that people would like put on their resume.
Yeah.
Good at Googling, you know, as if that's now it's like you're good at prompting like ChatGPT or Midjourney or whatever the way.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bro,
prompt
it's like,
engineers.
it's so God, what just came up? What the fuck, dude? Oh my God. Okay. It for some reason lately, I don't know if it's like an update or if somehow I just instantly became bad at it, or it's the things that I've been trying to like I guess search for, but it seems as if Midjourney like lost all contextual awareness over things. So what I was trying to do was I wanted a background, almost like a wallpaper.
Okay.
And I did this actually for the Flat Earth video. I ended up generating something that I ended up using as kind of like a background for things.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a little schematic sort of, you know, like little symbols and whatever, like nondescript, sciencey kind of thing. I wanted to try to get one of those, but for like a computer terminal screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I'm going to be doing the Haas-Long analysis shit, and I used to just go and like look up infographics because you look up an infographic in like that's adjacent to what you want, and that'll give you like font ideas, color palette ideas, layout, you know, all of that stuff, right? For just making motion graphics and stuff. So I wanted to like try to get inspired, and no matter what I did, I was trying to do that or get like show it. I wanted to show like a database table, you know, like almost like an old school, like if you were hackermanzing into like an old computer and you like saw. I wanted to get some color schemes or whatever, and no matter what I did, it only showed me like really cool looking retro computers, but nothing was ever on screen.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like. And then I tried to search for, I typed in fucking SQL table computer console, and it shot out 4 images, just pure white background with like wooden tables, like craftsman woodworking tables. Because apparently it doesn't know, you know, SQL table. There's the context there
is just table,
so it just says table. When I did like database record. Computer terminal, it just shows like database racks of servers. I could not get it to fucking
interesting.
And I'm just like out of touch, I guess, with
Midjourney,
with how to do this. But yeah. And so then I was thinking, like, I want to be able to say like the Lady and the Tramp's dog's noodle kissing scene, except they are bowls of spaghetti. And it would just be dogs kissing with spaghetti in the background. Like, I know it. I'm actually going to try it. Hey, Midjourney, can you... I love how the prompt is you type /imagine. You got to tell this fucking computer to imagine. Imagine, you know, redhead blood orgy, whatever the fuck you're like actually searching for. It was the first thing that I thought of that was like a bannable prompt. Imagine the
Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Trump. Not what I want. No, I don't
that
want
would
Trump
be a very different Midjourney result.
The Lady and the... Well, now I'm actually going to do that after. The Lady and the Tramp. Dog kissing...
Spaghetti noodle scene.
Spaghetti noodle scene, except the dogs are actually bowls of spaghetti. And see, that's when I feel like whenever I think about this, I always oversimplify how this works. I'm like tokenizing the things and thinking like when I say bowls of spaghetti, it's just going to take like, it's just tokenizing all of these words. So like spaghetti and spaghetti are like redundant.
Oh, yeah.
But I just assume that, but I don't know. But I need to Control C this, and then I need to now imagine Lady and the Trump dog kissing spaghetti noodle scene. We're gonna see
what happens. What's funny too is that like that is such a specific thing. Like if you walked up to like a 12-year-old and you were like, imagine the Lady and the Tramp spaghetti noodle kissing scene, but they were both bowls of spaghetti. Like that's such an easy thing to imagine for us humans, but I'm sure it's just basically an impossible prompt. What is that?
Sorry.
Face?
Oh God. This actually is going to bring up another thing that I I don't even know. I like want to talk about, but I actually don't want to talk about, but it's related. Have you seen the like drama that was going around Twitter about Alexa?
No.
So first of all, what happened was I literally just got banned prompt detected.
For the Trump one or the other one?
The Midjourney community voted to prevent using Donald Trump and Joe Biden during election season. What about Kamala Harris? I wonder if that works.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
But so the drama, and like, don't worry, guys, we're not getting into politics here. But the drama was, and I don't know if this is real. Anybody who's maybe listening on like speakers, then you're about to find out. People were saying, Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump? And it was like, I'm sorry, I can't give you,
life advice,
political, blah, 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 whatever. It's basically saying like, I don't take sides in politics. But then if you say, Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris? There's lots of great reasons to vote for, and it's just blah, 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 blah. And then the opposite, if you say, why shouldn't I vote for Trump?
Yeah, it'll give you
a bunch of reasons. And if you say, why shouldn't I? It's like, oh, I'm not going to discriminate against political. So
now, once again, asterisk, who knows if this is actually true? But if it is, oof.
Now, actually, this gives me a little bit more context. I wonder if at some point they did the same thing where they said, Amazon might have went and said, if you want to ask it anything about Biden or anything about Trump, we're just going to say no. And then Biden dropped out, Kamala took over, and they just never updated it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually just working off of whatever algorithm it would have been working off of normally. So it doesn't have like, Biden is probably like a banned phrase or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. I could be wrong. This is actually something worth testing. If somebody has an Alexa, ask it about Trump, ask it about Biden, and then ask it about Kamala, because it's one of those things like I think if it's intentional, it's just kind of transparently like ugh.
Yeah, for sure.
But something tells me it's not intentional. It's not that it wouldn't necessarily be like, use Silicon Valley, all this. Of course. But like, I tend to lean towards, especially when it's like software's involved, it's a lot easier for me to see programmers fucking up.
Yeah.
Than political conspiracy stuff. And maybe that's just wishful thinking because I don't care about politics or whatever.
Yeah.
But had to move my laptop away from my Alexa. Oh God. Yeah.
That's wild.
So
okay, so it said no to the Trump prompt, but did you get the?
Yeah, but ask it about Biden. What we want to know.
No, well, I'm saying, did you get a Midjourney response for Lady and the Tramp, but they're both bowls of spaghetti?
Oh, yeah, and it's not, and it's exactly what I said it was going to be.
Oh, yeah, yep.
It just doesn't understand the context of the dogs are actually bowls.
The dogs. I want the dogs to be bowls of spaghetti.
Now it's the dogs each have their own bowl.
Yep.
Although it is still kind of adorable.
It is, of course.
No, I love that this one has like cigar smoke in the background. This is like one of those stereotypical, like
yes, like the dogs playing poker.
The poker. Yes. Dogs playing poker. Now we need to do we actually need to do like a segment where it's just like the podcast AI image generation.
Yeah.
Where
we had the whole "the sky is basketball." You had generated a few around that, and then
we need to refresh that one. The sky is basketball 2024. Now that we're like 9 versions.
Yeah.
Ahead.
Oh, on Midjourney or whatever. Oh man, good times. How did we get here?
And a half.
Oh, Tarkov's spaghetti code, arena, and Tarkov, the spaghettification and the linkage of the spaghetti. That's how we got here.
Yeah.
So yes, it's all scuffed. I don't know what to tell you if you play arena. Oh, did you get more?
It's getting worse, dude.
Show. It is getting worse.
Like the pictures look great. It's just
not what
I asked you for the sky. I wanted the sky to be basketball, not basketball in front of sky. Like
listen to me literally.
The sky is literally a basketball.
Yeah.
Please.
It's like it forgot that by giving us the ability to generate any image in the world, that we want images that couldn't be taken in the real world. Like, I feel like it now thinks I just don't want to take my camera to a basketball court. But it's like, no, I want to use this power for stupidity. Turn the sky basketball, goddammit.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Midjourney is in its teenage years and won't listen. Midjourney's listening to like Northwest grunge right now, and I'm trying to get it to put away the cigarettes.
Yeah.
and to come downstairs for dinner. Mom and Dad are waiting.
Come on, it's 5 p.m. Dinner is on the table.
This is the closest we're gonna get. I did one more. I did the sky's literally a basketball, and it was like something went wrong, internal error. Like I broke everything. But there's one, and you know what I hate about it? Is that they fucked up the lines on the basketball.
Oh.
You had one job. That's like the closest you're ever gonna get.
Which is still
the one in the upper left-hand corner straight up looks like a black hole.
Yeah.
That looks sick, actually.
Yeah.
Like accidentally, that's like real. It's like a basketball eclipse.
Yeah. But like, yeah, that is crazy because,
the sky looks incredible though.
Yeah, the sky.
There's something like the line. It's like first of all, it's clear.
Yeah,
but you can't see anything behind it, and it's kind of derpy.
The sky looks like a 2015 Instagram filter.
True.
Like,
but I guess that's still cool to me.
Yeah, that's what's the opposite of impressive?
Disappointing.
Unimpressive. No, there's underwhelming is the word I was looking for. That's really underwhelming for like 2 years into the AI revolution. That's what Midjourney comes up with when I say the sky is literally basketball. Anticlimactic, yeah.
I'm saying, imagine, I am underwhelmed at your AI image generation, Midjourney. Please do better.
You have been temporarily suspended.
It's just going to be the dad from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What's his name?
Oh my God. I don't know, but I know who you're talking about, obviously.
Like Dweebus King of Dweebs. Who actually I feel like I heard something recently about how he's actually like kind of a Chad, but I don't remember the details. Either that or he was like totally racist. I forget. What? Like, what are you... Rick Moranis, yeah. Brother.
Bro, everything about everything you just said is like the most 2024 chronically online shit. Like, who's this Hold on. Dude, the fact that you were like, dude, what's that guy's name? Dweebus McDweebus. Wait, actually, I'm pretty sure I heard something about him. He might be a Chad or a racist. I don't know. It's like, oh my God. The journey of like, who's that idiot? Wait, no, something came out about him. He might be a Chad, in which I don't want to offend him, but he also might be a racist, in which fuck that guy. But it's like, who knows? So it could be any one of those things these days.
Yes, sorry that happened to you, or congratulations.
Yes.
Whatever the fucking...
I ain't reading all that. Sorry, or congratulations. I don't know.
This is the last one. Bro. I typed, I am underwhelmed at your AI image generation mid-journey. Please do better.
Is that like supposed to represent the existential crisis that Midjourney is now going through?
It's like, oh my God, can you imagine if before this it was just like a normal person, right? And it just got hit by like a digital wind, and now it's like, oh fuck, all the pixels are flying off. Look at this guy, dude. This is another one of those when you nut and she's still sucking.
Bro, this episode is going so far off the rails, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man.
Like that Jigglypuff picture. Remember that? You remember that?
Dude, yes.
OGs remember that.
I remember that. Wow. That was one of the greatest, I guess, diatribes of all time. My brain just shut off there. So
exactly.
Tarkov, the bug, the wipe, it's normal, it's regular. Arena's fun, but apparently it's borked and it's breaking everything. I don't know. Yeah, the economy is scuffed, but when has it not been?
Seems like everybody's malding on Twitter about the netcode in Arena, and what I want to know is, because when I played for the 2 days, the netcode, like I never noticed anything. It was crazy. The sound that was like overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I was just wondering if like now I also played like 90% of my games, 95% of my games was like free for all.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, are there different servers for the other game mode? Is the other game mode laggier?
That's interesting.
Or is it one of those things where it's like everything's great when it's fresh and the database isn't full of like 8 billion
maybe
fucking quadrillion quadreptabytes of fucking useless JSON that they just duplicate over and over again?
I also feel like in Last Hero, you're dying from so many different directions so frequently. Like I feel like you get shot in the back a lot more in The Last Hero. Whereas if it's just 5v5 and everyone's holding lanes, you're so much more aware of like the guy peeked you or you peeked the guy and it desynced and it went crazy. Whereas Last Hero, you're just like dying so much to just like being cross shot across the map. You know what I mean? And it's just like whatever. But I mean, it's both. The answer is both, right? Like it's the netcode is horrible and the sound is bad. Like it's not. But in my experience, there are no like, it's just always been bad. It's just all bad. That's bad. Those are the core pillars of it. Like they've really got to lock that in. Like the fun meter has been so high because of the changes and because of the agency that the player has. But I do worry that excitement will fade. Because it's like exciting that now I have the thing I should have had all along, and that does kind of like carry you through for a while. But then it's like, well, what's the reason to continue playing if the integrity of the thing is not there? It's like I got the outer shell, I got the, we went from a shit cake with shit icing, and they gave us the buttercream frosting, and it's like and I get to pick the flavor, and it's like, oh my God, it's the good icing, and I get to pick the flavor.
Except they put the butt in buttercream.
Yeah,
and they fucking...
yeah, but then we cut into the cake and it's still a shit cake. And so it's like, okay, the netcode and the audio for a game like that really need to get locked in. I don't imagine that's going to happen. I'd love that to happen, but I don't imagine that's going to happen. But yeah, that's that. So there's been mulling about the audio and the netcode. It's whatever. The big thing right now is that I think Arena is getting the brunt of the blame for how scuffed the economy is because you can make a bunch of money in Arena and send it over. But the problem is...
Yeah, but the found and raid flea market.
Exactly.
Though.
I mean, ding, ding, ding. It's impossible...
I haven't played the game and I still know the answer.
Yeah. It's like, it obviously has an effect on the economy, right? Undoubtedly. You can play Arena for 3 days, make 10 million rubles, spend the next week shoveling that money into the game. Absolutely. But it is impossible to look at the current state of the economy and say that Arena is causing it all, right? Because the found and raid flea market change is like single-handedly the biggest change to the economy since the flea market wasn't, or the found and raid system was introduced to the flea market, right? You've got YouTube guides on what barters are the best to buy everything you need off the flea market for the barter for the thing, and then sell the thing on the flea market to make a profit. You've got, all the level 4 stuff, all the level 4 armors. I can buy 5, 6 A1 on the flea market for 3 USD, sell it for 1,400 rubles, right? So it's like the economy is sufficiently scuffed without Arena. Once again, Arena undoubtedly plays a part in the economy and you can make a ton of money, but it's just so impossible to know. And then that plus you and me last week kind of went on a tirade of all the ways Tarkov has changed recently, like more maps, more ways to get high valuable items, more high valuable items were added to the game, more places to craft things that can be sold. Like there's just, the economy has like been ballooning for forever. And then this wipe, we got like a jab and a hook, which was like Arena linkage and no found and raid flea. So it's hard to kind of place all of that at the feet of Arena. You know what I mean? It's just impossible to tell anything because none of it happened in a vacuum. We just kind of all smashed together at the early wipe. And so I think a lot of the like feelings people have are super valid, where like Tarkov early wipe doesn't feel like it used to because you have the combination of like, if you have Unheard Edition, you get a junk box, a weapon case, an ammo case, an SR-25 fully kitted, a SCAR fully kitted, and an MP7 fully kitted. So it's like, and there are a lot of Unheard. So right now, whether the Unheard people are good or bad, the point is what's being injected into the early wipe economy is like super decked out guns, right? Like just immediately injection, boom. Then you also have people, making a bunch of money, bringing that into Arena, having their first or second raid of the wipe be them level 15 with a couple million rubles, all their hideout stuff. So it's like that feeling, if you're like, man, early wipe doesn't feel like it did, like that's a super valid feeling. It doesn't. I'm not here to say that's a good thing or a bad thing, because once again, it's too... I watched over the past 6 years the spaghetti implode into a spaghetti black hole. Like this is the birth of the flying spaghetti monster that spawned that religion. Like this, the Tarkov code is the birth of it. It collapsed in on itself, and I watched
natural birth.
Yes, I watched that happen, and now I like genuinely, I don't even know what I want for Tarkov anymore, and I'm more aware than ever that what I want for Tarkov doesn't matter. So like I just like, once again, like we said earlier, I've just released it. I have no opinion anymore. Like, so what I'm saying is, if you're like, man, early wipe Tarkov feels different, you're totally valid. It's impossible to point at one thing and say early wipe Tarkov feels different because of this thing, because I can rattle off 100 things, and who knows if those things are going to change, if those things are going to get dialed in, if those things are going to get forgotten about and left alone. Maybe they want a different game than they want to make a different game than they used to make. Maybe they caved to the pressure and they're catering to the normies. Like, I don't even know anymore. But the early wipe definitely felt different and shorter, and yeah, and the economy's just scuffed, but it's like, it is what it is. I'm just vibing. I'm just like chilling on my freaking donut floaty, floating down the lazy river. It's like, cool, man. I'll make some money in Arena and do that and have fun. I've had so many people come in and say Arena, this wipe has completely changed like my desire to play early wipe, because I can go play arena during the week, make some money, hop in, and yeah, I might die a bunch during tasks, but at least I have money to buy some gear. And I'm like, hey, that's fair. And then I have people come in my chat and they're like, dude, I've been playing this game since 2017 and it's just lost all its charm. And I'm like, man, I can't tell you you're wrong either, right? It's like both are kind of true, and I don't know. I'm just vibing, you know?
I keep seeing, I saw like 3 separate discrete posts on Twitter. That's like literally the only time because I still follow like 90% of the people I follow are just like my Tarkov homies. Yeah. And I see so many posts where people are, I'm sure this is like, I don't know if I'm the only one that gets triggered by this. I hate reading people, and it's not to say that I've never done this before. I think like if you do, you inherently wouldn't know it. But like, I hate reading when people are like, I think, and then it's like a theory about something that was a conversation that was had 8 million years ago. But like they're like, this is a new thought. Yeah. It's like, I wonder if we made bread and we sliced it. Can we discuss this? Because I feel like, and that's what the impression I get every time I hear people that are like, you know what, the problem with Tarkov is scarcity, man. And it's like, you really like, you're bringing that up. Like, you're not wrong, but you're bringing that up on Twitter in 2024 as if,
like it's novel.
You might as well stand in front of Congress and be like, hey, can we change all of our like tax system? It's like, no. Like, why are you having? Who are you? I don't know.
I get you.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But, dude, I kind of was confronted by like. That's why, like I said earlier, I don't even know what I want Tarkov to be anymore, because I was kind of confronted with that, where it's like I've spent so many years playing Tarkov, and I'm so used to having what we have now. Okay, what's a good way to put this? Like, I'm trying to not self-deprecate, but I'm not trying to talk about other people's opinions. I'm talking about mine. I think that if I close my eyes and I put down what I want Tarkov to be, and then it happens tomorrow, I almost think I wouldn't like it, because I got so used to the what's this expression? You boil a frog slowly or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't put a frog in boiling water, you put it in, you turn up the heat. Where it's like I got so used to all these small changes that even what I think I want Tarkov to be would be abrasive to me, because I got so used to it. So it's I don't know. What I might be saying is that the game is just scuffed. Like, you know what I mean? And it just is what it is now, and there's no going back or forward. It's, I don't know.
There's a saying though.
With the frog thing? Yeah, what's the saying, dude?
You know what the crazy thing is? That everyone of the Google, maybe I need to Google better. But all these Google results are calling it boiling frog syndrome, which I've never heard boiling frog syndrome before. I always thought it was like a saying.
Yeah.
Like
the best way to eat an elephant. You know the best way to eat an elephant is?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Yes. Like that's the saying.
I've never heard that before.
No way.
That's if you knew my dad, which everyone knows my dad because they have dads. But I'd always say, Dad, what day is it today? No, wait. I would say, is it Thursday? And he'd go, all day.
Oh my God.
Like, God, you're a dad. I hate it.
Dude, my dad would hit me with the all day. Yeah, all the time. Yep.
All day.
Yep.
And you know what oh my God, there's some innate, okay, this is like equal and opposite, okay? To the feeling you get when like you're on a cliff and you're like, oh my God, your heart, but at the same time you're like, I just want to jump. what if I jump? You're like, no,
oh,
fuck.
yeah.
There's that weird, weird where
something in your monkey brain is just like jump, and you're like, what the?
Where I know if I had kids, I would be so excited when for them to be like, is today Friday? I'd be like, now's my fucking chance.
All day!
All day!
It's true. And but then you wonder if our dads did it because their dads did it to them.
Ironically.
Yeah.
But then I know my grandfather, and the answer is no.
Yeah, actually, I take that back. You're right. I mean, I don't actually know my grandfather, but what I know about him.
Holy shit.
I don't think he would even do that.
Oh my God. Did like this new,
I know what you're about to say.
I'm writing this down.
Did our dad's generation invent dad culture?
Yeah, like I feel like before
dad
that,
bods, dad jokes. Because you think about like World War II dads, they were all buff. They were all ripped.
They'd punch you and tell you to shut up, and they get the belt or whatever.
That generation of dads invented like dadhood, like dad culture.
Video ideas, the invention of dad culture, the invention of dad culture. And you know what the sad part is? There's like a 18% chance I read that 6 months from now and I'm like, I have no idea what this is about. I don't know what this means, but I'm just going to leave it there. And I can't make that video not as a dad. Or maybe that'll be the whole draw. I'm not a dad, so I don't get it.
Dude.
So in order to figure that out, I'm going to go and have a kid just for the video. I do my research.
Dude, I'm going to go have a kid just for the video.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. Did our dads invent dad jokes and dad culture? That's wild.
Is this how
my wife is in the chat. She's saying, I've got a couple kids you can have.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. Dude, that's
easy VIP.
Well, yeah. Dude, that's gonna like mess me up. I'm gonna be thinking about that. Did like all of that come from one generation of dads? The hive mind of dadhood, all the dad jokes. You know what else my dad used to hit me with, dude? Dad, when's dinner? I'm hungry. Hi, hungry. I'm dad. 10 out of 10 times. Dad, I'm hungry.
I don't think I heard that one.
Dad, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry. I'm dad. 10 out of 10 times. And I'd be like, shut up. Yeah.
See, honestly, that one, for some reason, when I think about saying that, I wouldn't be ashamed to say that.
But only because you didn't hear it 100,000 times.
Maybe. Oh, God. See, this is like, that's a chapter of the video.
Yeah.
Is like your intrinsic repulsion. These jokes are they inherent? Okay, I'm typing this out as I think it. Are the jokes inherently bad?
Oh, or is it just the repetition?
Is the cringe based on our experience?
Wow.
That's a serious thing.
Yeah, that's actually so true.
Because there's a whole period of time where and God, we're not getting into politics, but there's a whole period of time where a bunch of people were talking about why are conservative comedians not funny? And I never watched any of the content really.
Oh, yeah.
I just kind of assumed probably because you don't like they're joking about the things you disagree with, so they're not funny.
Yeah.
Whereas but again, I wonder, is it an intrinsically, could you quantify something that's subjective, or it just, there seems like some innocent irony and
yeah.
No, but it really is the same as all day. It
really is the same as all day.
Functionally, it's just a cheesy ass answer.
Yes.
That's a non-answer. Well, actually, no.
It's a cheesy answer to a question that is going to come up all the time. Or not even a question, but it's it's a repeatable thing to be like, is it Thursday or is it Wednesday? You're going to ask that 100,000 more times in your life. Just like you're going to say as a kid 100,000 more times to your dad, Dad, I'm hungry. And so it's just it's It's like an autopilot. They just burn it into their neurons. And when they hear that question, they just hit it with the answer. Yeah. Wow. That's fascinating. Well,
let's talk about our PC culture.
Oh man. Yeah. So that's the Tarkov stuff. There's really nothing else going on in the game. But not that I'm not having fun. It's just we're a few weeks into the wipe. Whatever. Have you seen any of the stuff about
Don't say what I think you're gonna say.
The Forever Winter?
Okay, that's not what I thought you were gonna say. Everyone keeps talking about Space Marines, and there's just something about Warhammer that I inherently I can't. It's like, to me, it's like My Little Pony. I don't know why, because it's nothing. It's like,
that's crazy.
I have a bunch of friends that, and this is probably like an exposure thing. A bunch of my friends that I worked with that got me into like Magic.
Yeah.
They got me into Magic and like a bunch of other stuff. And then they tried to get me into Warhammer. And this kid like spends hours painting and it's like incredible, the artistry, and they're like cool in it. But it's like, I don't need another fucking hobby where I need to gotta catch them all and buy all the fucking figurines and paint them and play this fucking board game. Like,
yeah. Warhammer is super interesting. I went down a rabbit hole. I probably watched like 8 to 10 hours of YouTube content. That's the lore, like the lore of Warhammer. Like, I love a good universe I can just like watch a 4-hour documentary about. Now, I am in no way compelled to buy a figurine and paint it, like, or even learn the rules of the tabletop game. But this is one of those, like, I am the consumer that like everybody hates. I'm like, someone's like, dude, have you read that book? It's so good. I'm like, dude, they need to turn it into a movie. Like, I want to see it. Like, and everyone's like, oh God, no. Like, I heard that Henry Cavill was like attached to a Warhammer TV show, and I was like, oh, let's go, dude. Let's freaking go.
Henry Cavill, British actor. Oh God, is that the guy that played Superman?
Yeah, don't. Henry Cavill's great.
He looks like a fucking Superman action figure is the problem. He's too Superman-esque is the problem. Yeah,
well, I mean, his Superman was fine, but he's done a bunch of other stuff. Like he was Geralt in The Witcher, and then they ruined that. I don't want to talk about it. That made me sad. Did you see that show? Don't.
No, I didn't.
It's freaking A, dude. They ruined it. I'm such a nerd. But anyways.
So what was it? Infinite Winter, Neverwinter, Always Winter?
Oh, the Forever Winter. I forgot that's what we started this conversation about.
People keep asking me about that, and I haven't looked at it.
Okay. It is a vibe. Like, like aesthetically, it is a vibe. It's a really interesting, like, I don't even know everything about it, but the TLDR is that, like, basically.
Instantly, I'm getting the vibe. Instantly, I'm getting Oblivion meets Doom.
Kinda.
From the first,
that's not a bad description.
Just visually, from the first 13 seconds of this Big Fry video, it's just like a red scenery with towers is like giving me Oblivion vibes.
Yeah.
And then like these weird corpses hanging upside down from like giant cannons. And
so basically, like, the TLDR is like, the world ended and AI and technology took over, and AI and technology basically, because it became sentient, it kept just developing itself. And
so it's a documentary.
And what's happening is like, it's very Lovecraftian in like, you and basically the entire human race are completely insignificant to what's happening in the world. What's happening in the world is like giant building-sized technological monstrosities that just like reproduce themselves, and like the copies get more fragmented, are at war, and you're a tiny human, and like you're just trying to like scavenge, and it's like Helldivers plus Doom plus Oblivion plus like freaking
it almost gives me
H.P.
like
Lovecraft insanity.
I'm getting like analog horror, almost like back rooms kind of vibe, but just randomly I'm getting like these cutscenes where it's just like it looks like an old TV with like a cow getting tortured or something. What the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. But it's
what the god, it's like an alien.
Yeah. So it's
carrying the cow. Oh, that's what that was.
It's like I think it's like an action survival game where like you go out and you're trying to find loot. It's co-op, it's not PvP. So it's like you and 3 friends can play and you go out and you try and get loot and scavenge and do stuff. And you can kill other enemies, some of the lower enemies, but you're trying to avoid being detected by the giant stuff that's happening. But then like your actions can actually change the course of a battle. Like if you get the attention of like the giant beings that are fighting with each other, they'll come try and kill you. But it's just crazy. It's the most like vibe and like aesthetic I've seen a game in a while. I don't know enough about like the actual gameplay loop to be able to describe, but I know it's not PvP and I know it's like a co-op, like 4-person thing. But it's just wild.
And it's got, see, the backpack that you're constantly carrying around is giving me fucking Death Stranding
vibes. There's definitely a little bit of that because like you upgrade your backpack to like, I don't think it's like that where you can actually just trip and fall over. But you are like, I don't know. Rilo did some really good videos on Forever Winter.
Have you seen Terminator 2? We can't move on until I...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure. But me and Chat were speculating on whether or not...
I have seen the first, like... I've seen like the original Terminator movies. They started getting Christian
Terminator 1
Bale
and Terminator 2 goated. After that, not worth it.
I've seen all the Arnold ones.
I wanted a dirt bike so bad, dude, because of the fucking scene.
Is 2 the one with the dude that like phases through the thing? The T2000 or whatever?
Is the T1000, I believe, was the cop guy. He's the bad guy. Arnold's a good guy. Terminator 1, Arnold's the bad guy.
Arnold's the bad guy, yes. Yes, Terminator 2 is the one I'm thinking of.
Oh my god, I just like, dude, I cry every time. Fucking.
Oh yeah, yep.
No.
Dun 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 dun.
You listen to my music on streams, right? Sometimes.
Yeah. All the time.
Did I ever tell you? Do you know that song? You might not. Elysian
Park. Yeah.
Park. Do you know? Did I tell you the story about that? That. So. Next time you hear it, you'll hear it that it's inspired by the Terminator theme. Elysian Park is literally the place in California during her Sarah Connor's nightmare where she's like up against the chain link fence and the nuke like turns her into a fucking skeleton. She's in Elysian Park with the kids swinging.
Whoa.
So when that beat drops on that fucking song, just imagine literally the wave of I get chills thinking about it. That's what that song's about.
I didn't
That's why it's called Elysian
that. Okay. That's a banger. Elysian Park's a banger.
Yeah, that's some deep lore there.
Wow.
Well,
yeah, so the Forever Winter, super unique, indie devs, early access coming out at the end of the month, getting a decent amount of buzz off some YouTubers doing some covering it. Once again, Rilo was the first person.
How much are they getting paid?
How much are they getting paid? Rilo was the first person.
Why did no one email me? Why did no one email me? They probably did it. I probably ignored it because I thought it was probably a scam.
Yeah, I mean, that's my life. So yeah, check that out if you haven't. And then what's the other one? There's something else.
Don't say Space Marines 2. I swear to God.
Oh yeah, Space Marine 2. No. I mean, that does look cool. I actually think the game looks pretty dope. I'm just not.
I'll look at it. I have a picture in my head of what it looks like.
I'm just not super into, once again, like non-PvP or co-op games. Get out of here.
I don't want to see another dude in a big fucking like mech suit thing. There's something about that aesthetic.
But the Space
Marines, like vampires. It's like vampires and zombies. I don't want to see big guys in power suits.
No, I want to see more big guys in power suits.
Listen,
it's because like Dynasty Warriors.
We get it. You like gruff daddies. We understand.
Dude, gruff daddy. Come on.
Leather daddy.
Yeah. giving
there's no leather.
Leather Daddy a paddle and saying,
"Oh God, he's wearing and he's got a jetpack and a hammer." If you have a jetpack and a mech suit, you're not going to carry a hammer. You're going to carry a laser gun. Are. There's no reason why you carry a hammer. You carry a laser gun.
Administer justice to purge the non-believers, you heretic. Get out of here.
Okay.
You wouldn't understand.
You're right.
I wouldn't understand. And I've watched 11 hours of Warhammer 40k lore.
He's holding a chainsaw sword. Like, what is this? It's literally Gruff Daddies. What was that fucking game?
Gears of War.
About Gruff? Yeah, Gears of War. That's what it is.
Yeah, Gears of War wishes it was Warhammer.
This is one of the few moments where I'm trying to figure out who I can get as an alternate host for this, because Christ, dude. I know there's going to be a lot of fucking Warhammer 26K fans or whatever that are going to stand for it, and I'm going to get canceled.
You're going to get toasted in the comments, bro. Warhammer people.
Cool, come at me with your fucking figurines. Bring it, okay? What are you going to do? Chuck a fucking action figure at me?
No, they're going to mount up in their goddamn giant space suit and come at you with their chainsaw sword.
And I'm going to shoot them with my laser gun from 300 yards away, and they're going to die.
Yes, but
because the year is 3742, and we have laser guns.
Yeah,
so
but there's hordes of them, and they're being cloned, and they're superhuman, and they're going to jump over your laser bolt.
Nope, there's not enough of them on Reddit. And first of all, as soon as now, you think I don't go outside? If you're painting Warhammer figurines, you're like, when the sunlight hits you, and you fucking know it.
But here's the thing, though. They're not fighting. I'm going to get in trouble now because this is probably not true. But they're not. They're
fuck up the lore.
They're not fighting people with laser guns. They're fighting demons and bugs and things that spawn infinitely that are fun to smash with a hammer.
Yeah, see, if I want to take out a spider, I want to get as close as possible to it.
Yeah,
absolutely. If I had a grenade in my house right now, earlier today, I walked in, I fed my cat, okay, and I look over and she's going, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I see there's a daddy long leg in her mouth. And I'm like, no. If I had a hand grenade, that's how I would have solved that situation. I wouldn't have got a paper towel. I would have gotten a fucking hand grenade.
Yeah.
If I had a laser rifle, I would have done it from the neighbor's house.
In Warhammer, you're the hand grenade. Dude, the Warhammer people, they're going to be happy with that. You're the hand grenade. That's what you were literally bred to do. You don't even have thoughts. You kill. You administer justice. You purge the heretics. That is your only thought. You're the hand grenade. You get in there. You smash them. You're 18 feet tall. I don't know if that's true.
So you keep saying heretics. Is it like a religious? Is it like the religion? Are they both sides religious? I'm assuming it's the fucking horde versus the zombies or whatever. Like,
no,
aren't there two warring factions though? Or you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the Horde and the Alliance, which I think is World of Warcraft.
That is World of Warcraft. No, it's like
this is basically World of Warcraft. Actually, you know what? World of Warcraft. I'm more interested in World of Warcraft than I'm not interested in World of Warcraft.
Get out of here.
I'm making so many enemies.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my god. And The Walking Dead was an overrated TV show.
Knowing you're like 2 years from now, you're gonna be like mad into Warhammer. Like the right thing is gonna come across your desk.
That's like secretly why I can't. I'm like, I don't need another hobby that it's gonna take away my life. I can't stream and edit videos and paint fucking action figures. Yeah. So I don't need that in my life.
Well, you don't have to. There's more to it than just that. That's a part of it.
I can't get interested in it and not get the action figures and paint them. Okay, and then I need to learn how to. I gotta get the whole fucking sets of all of the paints, and I gotta get racks and fucking cabinets and whatever. And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna host a weekly 40K.
Dude, let me know. I'm in.
Circle jerk session in my basement so that we can all fucking take our we can all play with our action figures. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
This has been the most unhinged episode of the podcast in recent history, and low key, I kind of love it.
And this is like 10% as bad as the PP episodes.
The PP episodes, the Patreon. Yes. The PP episodes is the Patreon podcast. By the way, I almost said twitch.tv. Patreon.com/the Pogcast pod. Go click the button. Click the link in the description. We do more stuff like this.
So that I don't have to buy Warhammer figurines. Or
so that I can buy Warhammer figurines.
Yeah. Whichever will get you to click and
sign up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the stuff. We went all over the place. Gaming news, new games, old games, freaking AI, Midjourney, and the
terrible, non-interesting franchises.
The birthing of dad culture. I'm excited for Veritas' 8-hour documentary on where the dad joke came from. The first dad joke.
Why dad jokes ruined Warhammer Volume 3.
Oh man. Well, yeah, very I'm laughing at my own joke. Veritas won't ever get into 40K. He'll just buy 40K sim and paint them on his computer.
Bro, hey bud. You want to see what I was playing like 2 days ago?
Yes.
The Warhammer power washing sim DLC.
No, you weren't.
I was. Not because I give a fuck. Actually, you know what? This was kind of cancer because all the nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
You've really got to design better shit,
dude.
But yeah, there's a whole DLC. So it's funny you say that.
Yes, you would actually play the sim of painting the figurines and then make fun of the people that play the figurines.
It's just the opposite of. Is it any different than power washing sim? It's just. I'm not spraying the gunk off. I'm spraying the paint on.
Yeah.
I would play that game. The opposite. Actually, that'd be cool because then I'd have to pick colors. It would be like a coloring book.
Yeah.
An adult man coloring book.
An adult male online coloring book.
Dating sim. male to male, real life dating simulator for boys, men.
Jesus Christ. In GTA. Wow. Well, man, if you made it this far, you're friggin' out of control. Thank you guys for hanging. Thank you for being a part of the community. Once again, if you want even more unhinged rants like this, patreon.com/thepodcastpod. We hope you're having an amazing week. Thanks for hanging with us for these 2 hours. And we will definitely see y'all on the next one.
I was going to say a dad joke, but I couldn't think of any. So bye.